Welcome back to our second episode. Ooh, 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 ooh. Today's little video is actually sponsored by S1E Luggage. And they've been kind enough to gift us this little 22-inch Go Max carry-on in the color white for one of our followers. And just as an FYI, S1E Luggage is a black S1E Luggage. Sorry. It was me.
Yes, go on.
And just so you know, S1E Luggage is a black family-owned luxury luggage company. This little bad boy, I think, is sleek, lightweight, and can carry all your secrets in here.
All of them.
All of them. And like I said, the Go Max carry-on is retailed at $295. And they've been kind enough to gift us one of these for our giveaway, which
Woohoo! It's summer.
Drum roll.
The first thing you need to do is follow S1E Luggage right here on Instagram. And then you have to be following our Instagram right here. And then on this post, you must like, share on your story, and comment down below 3 friends.
Woo!
Hope you win.
Hope you win. And just like that, you're entered. And just like that, we can get to today's second episode
about how our families reacted to our pregnancy.
I know. Last week we actually shared about how we found out and kind of just the background to our journey into motherhood. But I think a big key point in our journeys is kind of our family's involvement and how the people around us either reacted, helped out. So with that being said,
let's roll.
Mama Hain actually knew you were pregnant before you even found out.
She didn't know. She was the one, if you listen to our first episode, who was like, let me get you a pregnancy test. And yeah. So she already knew. And then I was like, are you going to tell Dad? Because I don't want to be there. Because I was very scared. I'm his little princess, and he does not know anything of my life in that way, if you know what I mean.
So you kept everything like hush hush.
Yeah.
Dad doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
But did your mom know?
But my mom knew.
Okay.
Yes. And so I was really scared for how he was going to react. And so I guess she told him while I was in school, which is a good thing because I did not want to be there. And when I came home, I went straight to my room because I didn't want to.
Did you already know that he was
knew.
Told?
Yes.
At this point? Oh,
yes.
wow. Was it like that same week or that same day?
Not same day. Like the day after, I think.
Oh, okay.
After that appointment at the doctor. The day after, that's when my mom told my dad. And yeah, I ignored. I was like, I don't want to deal with this right now. I'm scared. And so I was in my room, and I guess my dad was obviously really taken back on this, and he's still loving as ever, and he kind of blamed himself for it. And so just thinking how could I have been there for her to not I don't know, I guess he thought I was going through something, and I'm just
he thought that
because it's sudden, all of a sudden I'm pregnant, you know what I mean? And so
obviously because he didn't know oh, my daughter is sexually active or anything. He had no idea.
Yeah, he didn't know. And so he took it very hard on himself, And I don't know if I've ever told him, but I was like, this is not your fault. And I felt so bad because it was not his fault. There's nothing, like, I don't know. I'm just the way I am. But yeah. And so then I think it was my brother, because my brother was also in Singapore. Well, I found out I was pregnant.
Oh, wow.
And I think he helped my parents to just, like, he knew I was gonna handle the situation well. I'm not really sure. We haven't really talked about it.
About the little
The
conversations
yeah,
in the
Yeah,
background.
I did not know I don't know the conversations in the background, but I know that it definitely took time for him to fully accept what was happening. But then later on, I think right before COVID in Singapore, like before we shut down everything, um, my parents, I think, or my dad, just my dad, had a conversation with Kyle about the situation.
I know Kyle was probably like,
Yeah, so maybe we need
peeing his
Kyle on
pants.
here too, and we can also ask our husbands how that went.
What was their reaction on their side? Actually, that'd be
Yeah, we should do
good.
that. That would be another one. That would be tea.
I know my side would definitely be tea. All the background conversations I know happened.
Yeah, I did know what was going on, but like I guess I could just kind of shut that out and I don't remember. But for my family, yeah, I don't know what was going on. Just definitely worried about what's gonna happen. But they've supported me since they found out. And yeah.
How do you think how long did it take for your dad to be like turn into like, oh, I'm gonna be a grandpa, like excitement?
I think until Asher was born fully, I think that's when like I could see the excitement come out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like everything's okay, like the baby's here.
Because I feel like for some people, and maybe your dad is the same way, sometimes the process, even though you know what the outcome is going to be, sometimes the process is what scares you. Like the trials that like lead up to it. Because like that's how I am. Sometimes I kind of like talk myself out of situations because I'm like, oh no, like things are going to be really hard and they're going to stink and all these things. But like the outcome is a beautiful baby, Asher.
Yeah.
What about like your brother? What was like the conversations between you and your brother?
So we found out. My brain is really foggy
Pregnancy will do that to you.
with that, but from what I can remember, he was just very encouraging. And I'm sure he was also like super worried and scared about what was to come. But I think prior to this, because he lived in Thailand at the time, and so like we just never really texted a lot, and we weren't as close. But when Singapore shut down and he wasn't able to like visit, he was a lot more intentional about like how I was feeling and was just there to listen to me, which meant a lot because I love you, John. But like he just never really answered like texts, which is fine. Like I understand.
Wait, what's
like,
the age gap between your brother?
We're 6 years apart.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the age gap between me and my brother, that one that's like right after me. And sometimes it is hard to relate to somebody that's 6 years younger.
Yeah.
But then like when you get in your 20s, it's like not that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
hi, John.
Hi. Awkward.
Did your brother even listen to the first episode?
I think yes. I think
because your sister-in-law.
My sister-in-law did.
Yeah.
Hi, Tabby. But yeah, so that meant a lot to me because I'm like, wow, you're actually making the effort to text me and ask me how I'm doing and like FaceTiming me. And so that made like it felt kind of weird at first because I wasn't used to that. But I'm like, oh, this is nice. Like, oh,
brother's checking up on you. Let's see what other questions is there. Families reacted. Oh no, that's okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. What about you? How did your family react?
My side was how do I even say it? My side was a little bit really. It was really hard, so hard, just because I come from a background where my parents are both. Well, even myself, like we're all born in Peru, and so when my parents moved, um, themselves and me with them to the United States, it kind of felt like I had this like big pressure to like do good and like go above and beyond and like not disappoint my parents and like not do anything that would put anyone or anything or just any disappointment on my parents or at risk. So it was really hard when I took that test and my reaction was, okay, how I'm going to do this, because at this point, like Lance and I had been broken up, we got back together. My mom, I love her to death, but my mom loves to know what's happening. So I'm a big block person. Like I just block when we don't get along. We're no longer friends.
That's how I
You're
am.
no longer in my life. I will block you. So Lance was blocked per my mom's encouragement. She's like, you guys are broken up, like, whatever. So
You mean like social media?
social
Oh,
media,
I thought you mean like from life.
that too.
I'm like, don't know you.
So my mom noticed. I don't know how she noticed. Maybe she just had mother's intuition. Um, and this was probably like a week or two, maybe a couple days later. She saw that Lance and I were following each other again on social media, and she was like, "You did not just get back with him." I'm like, "No, we talked it out. Like, you don't know what's going on. Like, blah 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 blah." And she could tell that I was like sick at this point. Like, my pregnancy was super hard, and I visibly looked sick. And we were on FaceTime. She's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, nothing. Nothing's going on. And she just straight up asked me, "Are you pregnant?" And
Moms know. Moms know.
moms know, and it's not like her and I lived and like
Yeah.
together. I still lived in Idaho at this point, and she was in Ohio. So the fact that like I knew she was getting this news on the phone when she's like states away, I knew that was like killing her, because I knew she wanted to kill me at this point. Like, she was just quiet, and I think she might have hung up and just didn't want to talk to me. Eventually my dad found out, and my dad, he's a saint. I love my dad. He was obviously very disappointed in me because I was just a few months away from finishing college. And so my parents' first reaction was, oh, she's not even going to finish. Like, she made it this far and she's not going to graduate. She's not going to do this. And all of our hard work went to nothing.
Love you. I love you. Oh, I love you, baby. I love you.
That's just so cute.
You can continue.
Yeah. I'll just pause. What's that talk show that's like family games? And they're like, doo, 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 doo.
What's going on here?
Anyway, back to my dad's reaction. My dad was very disappointed, but he was still like on talking terms with me. My dad doesn't cut family off, but my mom is not always the same way. She's kind of like me in a way, or maybe I've taken up from her, where if we're no longer on speaking terms, you've disappointed me, you've done me wrong, I don't want to talk to you. And my mom's
Amen. Sorry.
my mom my mom was the same way, but even with family. So she was very upset with me, disappointed. So she blocked me on everything. She said a lot of hurtful things to me. And we've made it past that. Like, she loves Adrian. She's, I think, more obsessed with Adrian than he is with her. um but I did have like a lot of resentment towards her during my
Yeah.
pregnancy because just the way that she treated me and the things that she said to me like during that time. But versus my dad, like he'd call me like, "How are you doing? Like, how's this? How's X, Y, and Z?" Um, and I think it reflects in how Adrian acts with both of them nowadays.
Mm.
Because like Adrian loves my dad, like
Yeah.
he is obsessed with my dad. With my mom, he loves her still, but you could tell like he's a little bit maybe a little bit more reserved. But yeah, so a lot of my pregnancy was like spent crying because my mom just didn't want to talk to me. Like she didn't really like have much to say to me. Probably was like that for like a month or two. Um and then when we got married, like that's later on, but when we got married, I was probably like already 4 or 5 months and my mom planned everything. She wanted to make sure like okay, she has a special day. But a little background. I know this is like going a little bit too far. But a little background about my parents is they were also 3 months pregnant or 6 months pregnant when they got married. So in all my mom's pictures, which I thought was a little bit hypocritical, like
Did you know that?
sis, look, my grandmother would send packages from Peru all the time, and I think I was like 12 or 14 when she sent a picture of my parents' wedding, and it was like kind of edited, and at the top it said like in Spanish, our special day or our wedding day, and at the bottom it had the date, and it said March 29th, 20 or 2002. And I was like kind of laughing with her. I'm like, hey, like this is wrong. Like it's not 2002. They got married in 2000. She's like, oh shoot, you're right. It's wrong, but it's not 2000. Your parents got married in 2001, which is 3 months right before I was born. And I was like 14 when I found this out. And so I kind of like questioned my parents. I'm like, you guys told me you got married the year before I was born. And then I feel like that's when like my eyes opened up to the world and to like reality. When I like looked at pictures of my parents' wedding day, you could tell my mom was very evidently pregnant. Like she's like full on showing, but like my parents never like mentioned it or never. It was never a topic of conversation. They always like kind of hush hush.
Yeah.
But when it came to me, my parents were really disappointed.
Yeah.
So
I guess because it was mainly like they might have felt like, oh, this is like
the story repeating itself,
like generational.
generational. And my mom always tells me this. She's like, when you have a daughter, she's gonna do the same things that you did to me, but to you. But I wasn't that bad. I wasn't bad. I wasn't
Yeah.
bad. I wasn't bad. I just, got pregnant outside of
I
marriage.
mean, look how well she turned out, guys. She's the sweetest.
Yeah. But my brothers, on the other hand,
Oh yeah, I don't know about this part. How did they react?
well, my brothers were, how old is, yeah, they were like 14, 15 when I got pregnant. So their thought of like, oh shoot, my sister is pregnant is kind of like, she had sex, And my brother's like straight up told me that. He's like, you had sex? And I'm like, yeah, I did.
I don't know. I love you. I love you, sleeping.
Second Asher hug of the day.
Second. Baby, you have a blanket in your room. See you soon. And we're back.
But yeah, my parents or my brothers, that was their reaction. They were like, ew, you're disgusting. Why would you do that? But I think what really helped my mom kind of like turn the page and kind of like, oh, I should be there for my daughter was my uncle. And like my uncle, my aunt, and my cousin Mireya, who I love, because my mom was not on speaking terms with me. She did not want to talk to me, and like everybody knew that I was like going through hell and back. But he's like, you can't do that to your daughter. Like you should talk to her. Like you can't just like do that.
Yeah.
And so I'm very grateful for my uncle and his family because
Aww.
yeah,
That's
but
special. That's sweet.
that's how my family reacted.
Tough.
Tough. Now, when it comes to friends,
That's the next episode.
That's a whole nother situation because I don't know if it was drama for you. Like, was it
Not really.
not drama?
I mean, with people that I wasn't actually friends with,
Really?
probably.
Yeah, I feel like pregnancy will
But
show
my
you.
friends, they're
Pregnancy will show you who
definitely
your real friends are, who your
yeah.
fake friends
Now
are.
this is why I have 5 friends.
Girl, I have you,
Pregnancy
Stacy.
showed me.
I'm like over here, like Sharna. Like I only have, I have like 5 friends.
Pregnancy shows you who your real friends are. Let me tell you that.
Definitely does. And honestly, if
You know who you are.
you're no longer in my life, we're no longer on speaking terms. You did not check up on me when I was pregnant. We're no longer friends.
Next episode.
Yes. But
love you all. Thank you for joining us this week. Let us know in the comments if you like us being a little further back from you. My husband said we were too up in your face last time, so
yeah,
let us know.
let us know what you guys think. Or
We love you.
we love you. Bye.